welcome into another episode of Devastan Radio. I'm your host, DevilJon. Hi. I have some hippies here with me. Hey, hippies. Hippie Mike.
Hello.
And my Hippie Soul.
Hey.
Yeah. Interesting.
I'm an injured hippie today.
An injured hippie?
Yeah, I'm an old injured hippie.
Did you hurt yourself frisbee golfing?
No. No. You want to know how I hurt myself?
Camping?
No. Even better.
Wiping your ass.
No, that was the last time.
I know. That's
Oh.
why I'm like,
I
don't
know,
even
so this one you know
was
is going to be
again.
good.
Oh,
It's
no.
gotta
This
be a
one was
doozy.
getting out of bed.
Wow.
Just getting out of bed.
Pop my back out. Yep.
Popped your back
Damn,
out.
That
Yep.
sucks.
Getting
So-
out of bed.
Well,
Getting
I
out of
guess
bed.
the strain I picked for this week
All
is perfect because it is a good pain reliever and anti-inflammatory.
So there
So
is a silver lining.
There
I guess
is.
You did not
Happen
know
on
that
a
brought
Devil's
good-
Den
Yeah.
Radio is a cannabis-friendly for medical patients. For us, about
And
us,
the
and
recreational,
all the recreational peeps, which endures.
Yeah.
Let's do some
Legally
bills, though.
recreational
Neighbors.
alike.
Make sure that when you hear a certain drop, all right, that you either indulge
What's
in
that
that
drop?
wonderful. The drop, my friend, is the sounds of your flip flops
Which I happen to be wearing today.
that you are wearing,
Yep.
and you saying "coupon."
Coupon. Oh, that must have been it.
That's the drop.
That would be the one.
All right.
Click
So
the
when you
link.
hear that, click the link.
When you
check
hear
out
that,
our-
make sure you click the links wherever you can listen to us, which, you can listen to your podcast wherever you're listening to us. But most importantly, do us a big, big favor, right? Comment, share, and, actually share this with your friends in conversation and say, wow, had an interesting conversation with these fine people, a metalhead, and some hippies. But mostly, my soul is mostly metal, but,
definitely.
but she has a soul of hippiness, so,
Exactly,
that's
it's
why it
weird.
works.
I'm a little mixed
That's
though,
why
because
my name
I'm a
is what it
convert.
Yeah, I was
is.
gonna say, I have evidence of you showing metal horns and looking very metalish.
Yeah, when I graduated high school, like
Yes.
when I got my diploma, I was like, "Gah!" I just, yeah.
Yeah,
So it goes back. It
yeah.
goes back.
So yeah, the rage is in you.
No, well, not so much anymore. Although
It's
I am an Irish Italian with a Napoleon complex. So I mean, the
So-
cards are stacked against me.
Despite all
I was
the
gonna say, does
rage.
the jam music really mellow all that shit out?
It allows a there's a good word. It's escaping me right now. It allows a healthy, I guess, for lack of a better word, release of those emotions because it comes organically and it's in an environment where it's like, I guess, contained in the music.
Okay.
I have the moment.
Okay.
Get it out of my system. I feel the emotion, and then the music leads me to something else.
Yeah, because I've always wondered how, hippies, because in metal music, obviously, it's easy. You know what I mean? Like, if you're, really into metal music, and you're like, you know what? I need to go, where's the fucking one spot you're usually going?
To the pit.
To the fucking pit, right?
Yeah.
Because that's where people go.
Yeah,
You know what I
to
mean? That's
get
like the
fucked up or
dance
fuck
and
shit
fuck
up.
shit up. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Not fuck each other up, but just like to
Yeah,
let
get
that shit
real
out.
Energy release.
So it's like, when that's why I was like, man, it's like, I've always wondered, I was like, is there ever a hippie pit? Like, is there a wall of,
Well, no,
like,
no. there's
wall of
the
liveness?
stupid-
Because you can't call it wall of death, so you got to call it the wall of
There's
liveness.
this stupid thing about, the closer you are to the stage, it's like, ooh, you're special or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. But anyway, no, really, I have my when I'm having my moments, I have a good spot around me because I'm towards the back, like past the check your links, past the soundboard. So there's usually space for me to just really just swing. I guess I am swinging my arms around,
Yeah,
but
I
not
was
in
gonna
an
say.
aggressive way. In a
It's
interpretive
still a
dance kind of way.
form
Have you ever
of
seen
energy
certain
release.
hardcore shows? Like where, so you see when they're doing 2-steps and stuff, it looks almost like they synchronized and they met up last Tuesday, and they
only 3 moves to do in a pit.
True.
So yeah, you're gonna see a lot of the same shit all the time.
Yeah.
No, but at a fucking hippie show, it's all, like I said, interpretive, I guess is the best word to describe it.
It legitimately is. I was taught some of these motions, and it was just like, all right, just leave my body sway.
Let your body do it, whatever. Like if you hear something over here, you let your arm jiggle
No,
to
I
it.
watched
and
that.
Then,
Unless you're like the hippie square dancers.
No, those
oh my
two
God,
were
they made
like-
everybody look fucking stupid. I was
They
like,
were
I just looked at them. I was
See,
like, well, if
they're
you're
all-
gonna hippie dance, you gotta
there's
hippie dance like these motherfuckers.
there's always
Uh-huh.
there's gonna be someone nearby who's just taking up a lot of space and is just in their zone. And you kind of, unless they're being obnoxious, you kind of let them have it, But you're just having a good time, sharing the groove.
Sharing the groove.
Yeah.
So, whose responsibility do you think it is to kind of keep that space, and announce hey everybody, let's just make sure everybody enjoys the space appropriately.
It's kind of like self-government.
Okay.
But there are,
Are there the rare occasions where the
Yes.
band has to
No.
intervene?
No, the band doesn't.
Ever have to
So the
intervene?
band kind of has these strict rules about their own self-discipline on stage. They rarely interact with the crowd. They rarely talk in between songs. They don't even critique the show they just played. They don't do that. They just play and then play the next night, and they never look back and analyze or critique what they did. They're too far into their career to be concerned about that kind of crap. But the whole thing about staying focused on the music and on the show, they don't like to get distracted by things with the fans. But outside of the show, especially now with social media and all that, they engage a lot with their fans, and they do express, we love you, we really appreciate you. They, Trey is a recovering addict, so he goes out of his way to help other addicts and things like that.
Which is good.
Yeah.
Especially because that's a drug community.
Honestly, when he got arrested, it was 2004. Fish was a whole different band. They were still the drug band that everyone thinks they are. Well, then the lead singer goes to jail for drugs, gets clean and sober. So everyone it kind of put it in everyone's head. These fish obsessed people, the super fans who eat, sleep, and breathe fish, who also did all the drugs, now are thinking, well, if I really love this band, want to be everything they say to be, that means I have to stop doing drugs. Now they have AA groups at every fish show. So during set break, you can go to an AA meeting, because there's a lot of temptation there if you're an addict. So
that's awesome.
It's-
Commendable.
Wow.
the community really wraps its arms around each other. So to your question about the dancing, it is it's self-government. Everyone's looking out for each other, but there is this thing about space where don't claim too much space as your own. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's still kind of
there's communal
common courtesy.
space, and then there's courtesy within that communal space. So
anyway, that's my TED talk about the hippie culture at Fish Show.
Which it's I could probably see a hippie pit go down, where somebody's like, "Yo, you wacky inflatable armed man in my face, bitch!"
We'll let a couple go, but it's after a while we're okay, man, keep your. Be considerate of the people around you, and don't get me wrong.
Would they be also the wooks?
Yeah, the wooks. The wooks are the ones that will
usually
probably
stir up the shit.
They're going to stir up the shit. They're going to be the ones you're going to have to say, all right, dude, it's time to leave. Get away from my campsite. And they're the ones you might find stealing something out of your campsite, so you might have to beat the shit out of one of them. And, hippies do fight, but it's usually because somebody's taking advantage of somebody else. Because we do share.
Yeah.
We're going to give you an inch, don't take the mile.
That's awesome. Yeah, because that's a different introspective look at the community, and I appreciate that.
Thank you. I approach life like that too, but it's not always easy to do it. When you're in that community, it's my people. This is okay. We all agree. This is how we should be.
Yeah, I can admit, obviously, because being in the through the years, the metal scene, is usually what it's usually always known as. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think I never really heard it called the jam scene. So, like, you know, but, like, the scene is what I will say is, like, you know, what is, you know, the foundations of this sound that you'll, you know, go to realize, that, you know, that which is classifying it in that metal. But through the years, it kind of has their own little flavors that kind of, like, matches that decade. Like, if I popped on some, like, you know, certain bands, you'd be like, yo, you putting on 2005 again? Like, what the fuck? Like, like, shit.
New metal.
You know, like, yeah, like, you know, yeah.
I could pinpoint
Like,
the new metal era.
And it's like, well, that's not late 90s at all.
That's pretty much when I was like, what else is out there? You know?
Yeah.
It started with Dream Theater because
Dream Theater was good.
They were very heavy.
But Mike Portnoy was good.
Mike Portnoy, that was my man. You know,
yeah. And a down to earth guy. He's usually at like shows and shit.
I have his autograph.
Okay.
And I got it from Corey Pierce from God Forbid, because Corey was going to NAMM, and he was hanging out at the bar before he went there, and he was saying he was going to NAMM, and I was just like, okay, gonna ask you something, and I don't expect you to actually do this, but I'm still saying it. If you happen to know, because he already told me he knew Mike Portnoy. So I was like...
Yeah, he lives in PA.
I didn't know that. He's like, I'm like, if you run into Mike Portnoy...
Yeah.
Can you get me an autograph? I'm like, I've loved the guy since I was like 14
motherfucker,
years
I
old.
can probably get you. What do you
He
want to
actually
show on a
did pretty
napkin?
much say that, and then sure enough, he comes back and he's just like, well, you would... Sure enough, the table I was signing at, Mike Portnoy was at the next table. So he just like, hey, could you sign this for a buddy of mine? So Mike Portnoy writes to Corey, Mike Portnoy. So I have a drum head signed to Corey Pierce from Mike Portnoy.
That's
It's
wild.
pretty cool, right? Yeah. So I'm like, that's even. He's like, I'm sorry, it's not signed to you. I'm like, but it's signed to you. That's even cooler. I'm like, I'll take it.
Yeah. Yeah, Corey's a good dude, man.
Yeah, he is a good dude.
Yeah, I just actually got a text from him, so I have to reach back out to him.
So see, I'm not like, I'm a hybrid hippie. You know?
See? It's like Beetlejuice, and now Corey appeared in my text.
Just now?
Well, today he texted me.
Oh,
yeah.
that's weird.
Yeah, that is weird. Well,
That would
known
be
the
weirder if it
motherfucker
just
for
happened
how
just now.
long? Like at least
yeah, you
like
go
well
way
over a
back.
decade now.
Yeah. I wish you could say that'd be really check your links.
Check the links.
It'd be really weird if I was talking about him and you got a text from him.
yeah.
That would
I
freak
Yeah,
me
that
out.
would
that
be even really.
moment.
But I did get a text from him today, which is not always like it's like a constant conversation. So, but shout out to Corey and Disciples of Verity. I think they just finished recording their new release, so go listen to those jams that they have out there. I know that our friends in Upon a Burning Body will be in town soon. And Frenchtown to be,
Stop
you
it.
know, yeah, in my birth,
Frenchtown,
town.
New Jersey.
Frenchtown, New Jersey, at the old Erica's.
What's the date on
Oh.
It's now called Artie's.
Mhm. On Route 12.
Yep. So
I used to live in Frenchtown.
yeah. So
The house I just moved from.
that's where I would have. Well, that's where I was born in Hunterdon Medical Center, and I would have grown up in Frenchtown. Yeah, had I, stayed where my mom grew up.
That's cool. That's
So.
a nice town. That's a hippie town.
Yeah.
It's a hippie town.
Oh yeah.
But they're all hippies with money, which is odd. They're all
yeah.
well off, but they're still hippies.
Yep. Yep.
So,
Good times.
so anyway,
Let's talk about hippie stuff.
that's
And took it over to
yeah.
Hippie Soul over here because we are back and weed are back.
Yep.
Are with Connoisseurs Club. The Connoisseurs Club has grown to be this new segment that cannabis patients within the Pennsylvania realm are able to partake in the exact flavors and delicious companies and delectables. Oh my goodness! But we just kind of focus on the flower right here, right now, because
It's the classic.
Maybe
You know?
maybe we'll do like a side sesh where I like talk about my dabs and shit, but
Yeah, I couldn't do that.
Yeah, no, you'd be like,
I
no, I
wouldn't
can't breathe and
survive.
talk about dabs.
I wouldn't
man.
survive a
John
dab.
and I would do well,
connoisseur
but
Yeah, but
that
anyway.
can be like a little side thing.
Yeah, but so if you're in the state of Pennsylvania and you're a medical patient, hey, you get the herb that we can try. And what are we trying today?
Today it is Kind Trees Bully Kush, which was grown in Waterfall, PA, and packaged on June 30th of this year. So
Oh, it's a baby.
Oh, wow.
It's only
Yeah.
a couple months old.
exactly,
Aw.
it's pretty damn fresh. It is an indica, which is a cross of Triangle Kush and Triangle Mints.
I need me some indica today.
So exactly.
Mints with a Z.
No.
Right?
Nope. Just
No?
I'm
mints.
very interested in
Oh,
the
no.
pain relieving qualities or properties of this one.
Yeah, this one apparently
sniff,
yep, do the sniff test,
I'm
and I'll
gonna
see
do
if
it.
it matches what the descriptor said online about this particular strain. I, of course, researched it
Okay,
directly
you got
from.
something there. Let's
Pine
pass
tree.
that over here. I'll take a sniff.
Hold on, one more.
You can smell it out like around the room already. It's very pungent.
I'm trying to like get it all up in my nostrils.
It's pungent. I can smell
It
it all
is.
the way over
And
here.
I'm trying to like stuff I'm learning from previous weeks. I'm saying like if I'm learning things,
Uh-huh.
but I'm gonna feel like an ass if I'm wrong.
You
'Cause right
shouldn't,
away-
though. This is how you learn.
Because right away I think because I also said last week I'm also very,
Mhm.
very bad at articulating what I'm.
Oh, no,
It's very
okay.
soury.
It's a process.
I get the peppery thing like that last
Sour.
time. I got
Peppery.
lemony.
Yep. A lot of
Piney.
people refer it to it as like an orangey,
Evergreen.
but yeah,
orange.
you get it's still that citrus.
Yeah,
That's-
let's say it's like an orange peel.
citrus,
Okay.
Yep.
I thought lemon.
So I would say a similar profile to last week, but upside down, because the heavier note in this one is the peppery, sour, gassy smell, and
Yeah,
and the
that's-
citrus is on the
yeah.
back end. So
That is actually how you describe what I.
Yeah,
It is.
Okay, all right,
It's
all right.
so you're right aligned, and
All right.
the crazy thing is
See,
now
we
that
are
you're
refining
tearing,
the palate here.
we are. And the crazy thing is, when you pull apart the terp profile on there, it matches exactly of being exactly reverse of last week in terms of the top 3 terpenes. So this week, the top 3 are myrcene, caryophyllene, and limonene, whereas in last week it was the reverse order: limonene, caryophyllene, myrcene. So it was a reverse kind of
so
thing.
we just
And caryophyllene is the one that dogs are trained to.
so we just got
Correct. You're
Okay.
remembering these things.
Yep.
This is awesome.
And-
And that's where those
And I'm
easily
fucking ripped
fuel
when I'm hearing all
smells.
this too. So
we just
that
got
John is-
inception.
I know. Look at that. We're learning things here. So this particular
Shane's here.
Oh no way!
Shut up.
Hey,
Shane.
Shane.
Really?
Yes,
Yeah, Shane's
he joined
here.
us
What's up,
just in
Shane?
time.
I was gonna say if you want to call in as well, you can.
Shane!
See, clank clank.
Yes.
What's up? What's up? He said, "What's up, tribe?"
Oh man, not
Yeah.
much. We were just
Speaking
getting
of,
ready to dig
we're
into this bully
we're,
Kush.
we're getting into this bully Kush
Here, baby,
from
grind it up.
Kind Tree, and we're trying that out for the first time. And also, while we're doing that right now, let's take the chance right now, because you know what? Behind the scenes, we've been kind of a little sneaky.
What are we doing?
All right, we've been a little sneaky. All right.
Cahoots.
So we've been in cahoots. Shane, myself, and sometimes missing but never forgotten, and always here in spirit, the Slumpkin King.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking about a gathering of the tribe.
Oh. Okay.
All right,
Gathering of the tribe. Clever
getting
name.
our family, getting our kinfolk, our children.
Wow. Do we have to wear matching T-shirts?
We
we
could. We could.
I
could.
do have that cricket after all.
You do have a cricket. You are an entrepreneur now.
Oh man, you put it right on the
I
tee.
had
Do
to.
I hit it?
I
Do
had
hit
to.
it?
I had to.
Put it on. Yeah. Oh shit. But no.
No, I'm just gonna leave it.
Yeah, which
Oh man.
I had a lot of fun with that post though. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I had to go there.
Like, oh god.
Anyway, we're
See,
getting really
like I like
off
how you like
track.
dig into like the other like depravities. But anyway, back into this. We're gonna go get a tribe gathering, and we're gonna do a camp out. All right, we're gonna do a camp out.
Can you believe this? He's going to pretend homelessness.
I'm
for
gonna do the
sake of
pretend
tribe.
homelessness.
Just last week, you were so adamant that you
Would never
not
do that
camp.
shit. Yep.
No, I don't
Mhm.
pretend homeless.
I don't fucking do that. Yep. But now, guess what? We're planning it.
It's fun.
All right.
And,
Well,
you know,
but we're
camping-
gonna do it. We're gonna do it in a middle point. So Ohio.
Going to Ohio?
Ohio. You didn't say it.
Yeah.
You didn't say it right. Ohio. Yeah.
Hello, Cleveland!
Yeah. There you go. Hello, Cleveland. But a little bit past.
That's a
Cleveland.
bucket list thing. I've never said hello, Cleveland in Cleveland.
Well, we
now
can do
you
it. We can take a road trip. Yo, we should
Just so I
rent.
could shout.
Let's rent
hello.
an RV.
Oh my god.
And
Could
we'll
you
all drive out
imagine?
to the fucking spot and like camp out and shit. And dude, well, I could set up the fucking recording shit in there too to
Yeah.
have a fucking.
That
What a
would be
shit
so
show that
fun.
would be.
Yo, that
Yo,
fucking
what do you mean?
hippie bus would
No,
be
it'll be
like
It will be
freaking
so fucking worth
It'll be a
it.
shit show.
smoked
Yeah.
out.
Cleveland rocks.
Yeah.
Cleveland rocks.
Exactly.
Hell yeah, man.
What is it about fucking Cleveland?
What the Drew Carey show? Well, that's what we're referencing, but.
No, but like Cleveland.
Cleveland-
has like.
Cleveland as a whole, honestly, not much, honestly. But
every time you
but
hear,
you have
like,
the Rock and Roll Hall
Cleveland-
of Fame,
Yeah.
and that's honestly the
Is that-
only
that's
thing that's
like
like
the
kind of
birthplace
like
of
the
rock and roll,
pull
right?
of it.
Is that why?
Yeah.
Or something?
No. Yeah, that's. Yeah. See. Yeah, he said the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as well. Yeah, that's about. They have
You know, there's a fish exhibit there. They have the
They have
giant
a-
hot dog.
Okay, there's enough to bring hippie
There you
into
go.
it. Camping and a fish exhibit.
Yep.
There we go.
They have interesting. Well, it's been a long time since I've been
They
there,
have
though.
Jerry Garcia's guitar.
Okay.
Last
hippie
time I
sound.
was there, though, the venue that I played, I think, is no longer a venue at all. It got tore down. Peabody's.
Peabody's.
Yeah, I think it got tore down.
Alright.
I was there with my band at the time. It was like a new metal project. It was pretty shitty. But anyway, but this is a really good smell.
Yeah.
And I'm
smells
sorry that it
really
took a
good.
while for that to kind of break up and me like
yeah.
pontificating about the fucking trip and all, but no,
Um,
this is a really good smell. So
Yeah,
here, why don't
this
you do the
comes
honors
in
of taking the
at-
pack there, buddy?
uh-huh. This one comes in
Woohoo.
at 22.769% THC, so that's in the average range.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
And then
I missed the
welcome
number.
to Woody Bush.
22.769, and then the total terpenes are 2.574%, which puts it a little bit above average for what's considered to be normal terpene levels in flower. So the effects of it would be expected to be a little bit more
Relaxing.
yeah, you'll expect stronger effects than last week based on the terp profile. And you're
Awesome.
going to
Okay.
expect something more of a body high than last time.
And obviously,
Well, that's what I need
your
today.
biology will, come into the factor.
Absolutely, because everyone is different. I did find out another interesting little fact about limonene, though. It is actually only found in trace amounts, which is kind of interesting, and it actually shows promising evidence for anti-tumor effects, specifically in inhibiting the growth of tumors in skin and mammary glands.
Oh, it's good for
and
your boobs?
they found it in tumors. Yeah, it like just mammary glands in general, like
We
we
have
all have
mammary
'em.
glands too, bro.
exactly.
We do?
Yeah.
I'm
Men
learning
can get
so
breast
much
cancer
today.
too. So
Yeah,
it's good for everybody in terms of.
And see, we said Slumpkin King too much. And now he's here.
And now he's arrived. Look at
Yes,
that.
he's here.
Oh, wow.
And I also learned
Which,
an interesting bit about caryophyllene as well. It's the only terpene that actually directly interacts with the endocannabinoid system.
Okay.
So it actually binds directly to the CB2 receptors, which are located in your peripheral organs. So that means, when whereas the THC is binding to the CB1 receptors, which are located in the brain and the central nervous system. So by having the caryophyllene bind to these other receptors, you're really getting the full body and mind effect.
You
So
said
that's what.
fringe organs, like they're
Peripheral organs.
And
So
which are
that's
what? Like
anything outside of the central nervous system. So that's anything other than your brain and your,
So like your stomach.
spinal cord.
Like
Yes,
stomach
all
or-
of that. And that's how it actually causes the anti-inflammatory
Check the
effects.
mix.
So it's quite interesting because all of the other terpenes react in a different way. They don't actually work within the endocannabinoid system, and we can get them from other things that we consume.
Jesus
Awesome.
Christ, you're like an encyclopedia.
I am
of-
learning so much.
Okay, well,
it's
I'm
crazy.
gonna-
But yeah, it's time to hit this shit and see how it feels.
Fired up. Fire. Fire up
Why
the
you gotta do that?
ganja. Fire. Fire up the ganja. So, I can smell that though. It smells very
Very gassy.
very gassy. Like I was trying to blow it
Should
into the mic
definitely
now.
make you feel a lot better after. a
Fuego,
couple
my
of-
dear people.
couple
Yes,
of
fuego.
hits.
And Shane has said, let's see, if you guys ever see a company called The Flow, grab some. They grow pretty tasty buds. Awesome. I'll have to check that out.
We'll have to look for them when they
Which,
come to the area.
Which it's
Not yet.
we
We're
we
getting
try to
all
taste
kinds of
test every
stuff,
state that we've been in at least.
Yeah, we definitely have been trying. We're kind of planning trips around this now, really weedcations at this point.
Yeah, well, there's people that like go like to gamble. There's people that book vacations to golf.
We're going to Vermont.
You
in
know.
October.
Nice.
You gonna leaf peep?
What?
You leaf peeping?
Yeah. We're actually going on like a little.
Yeah.
We're gonna go to Burlington, check out where fish played, and then check out the house they lived in.
That's cool.
That's part of other things we're doing, but
Oh,
I'm
okay.
making sure that we can swing by and check all this other stuff out.
That's super fun.
Yeah, it's gonna.
While leaf peeping.
Yeah,
We're
we may,
old.
exchange nuptials.
Because we
while
talked
we're
to
at it.
we.
So-
Aw.
She's been telling people, so I might as well just be like, okay, you're telling people, I'm telling people too.
That's awesome. Honestly, it's a good way to do it. Like, we really enjoyed our trip and, like, centered parts of our trip around our favorite band. Like, our shared favorite band.
Well, you know the story. We got engaged at a fish festival, but then the fish festival got canceled, so we had to go home, which sucked. But so we were going to get married at the next fish festival. Well, that's I don't think happening anytime soon. So we're just gonna take off, and we already told our family like we're just gonna show up married one day. Like just be on the lookout. So
That's cute.
yeah,
You should throw a party.
that's happening later. We're kind of following your model.
You should. It's a good model.
It's
It worked great for us, honestly.
it's more individualized. You know what I mean? And not only that, it's off the beaten path
And
of
it
what everybody like usually does.
Yeah.
And it's
And
like
it keeps the focus on you guys.
Yeah.
It's just where it should be.
Yeah.
you create
cheap,
you
too.
create your own memories. You know what I mean? You don't need because then I don't know. I've noticed with certain things, it's like, oh well, now there's like party planners. There's this. There's that. Gotta plan this.
Yeah, we're trying to avoid all that.
And
We're
it's just a
gonna,
bunch of getting a
we found
party
a justice
together
of
is
the
still a
peace
lot
or an
of
officiant
work.
or whatever, and a photographer and a location and a
Yeah.
time, and that's it.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see. Our friend Woody Bush here. Y'all need to come up to Canada.
I would
Oh,
love
yeah.
to.
Yeah, we could do that.
Man.
We
That
could
would be
probably
do that.
awesome. I hear
Whereabouts in Canada?
Fantastic.
Because
I'm not gonna make fun of Canada, but I'm a huge Letterkenny fan. So if I make
Oh.
any jokes, like I'm sure our Canadian friend will get them.
pitter patter.
Yeah, pitter patter.
Anyway, I usually stick to Missouri companies, but Terrapin and In the Flow are great companies out of Colorado.
Yep, Terrapin is sold here as well. We sell it at the
Figure it out.
dispensary that I work in, and we actually tasted a strain last week.
British Columbia, nice. I used to get some BC
We
skunk back in the
BC
day.
I was gonna say we actually have Terrapin BC strain in cartridges right now in
Nice.
stock at the store. So yeah,
Fucking figure
So
it
my
out,
uncle,
bud.
who is now
I'll figure
retired,
it out
but,
for
like,
you.
he
Oh,
didn't-
nice.
He didn't smoke weed for his entire corporate career. Now he's retired. He's like getting into it. He's like, "Do you ever have BC bud?" I was like, "Yeah, but like, do you understand like what's out there now? Like, do you have any idea
Yeah, I
what's
was gonna
out there
say,
now?"
I was like that shit, like you got high then, but we're at giraffe pussy level now with certain strains where it's like, what the fuck, man? Like that Tyson 2.0 shit, it's like, what the fuck, man? That shit, next level.
I've never smoked weed like that in my entire life.
Like, yeah, that shit was smacking.
And
I
I'm not the least
dab.
bit surprised that
And I
it's Mike
dab.
Tyson's. I mean, that man knows.
So it's
what he's
like, you know,
doing.
it's like, damn, dude, like you take concentrates and you're saying that flower's strong?
he
And it's
literally
like, yes,
won't let us discount it. Won't let us discount it beyond 15%
It's that good.
because he's like, nah,
Yeah.
mine's premium. You will not.
Oh, Mike Tyson won't let you discount.
Correct.
Okay, well, good for him, and he's right. It does. It should be. It
He's
should not be
like-
discounted.
He's like, I'll do the
15 is
15%
generous.
for the people on disability and all that, like you honor in your store. He goes, but beyond that, nope.
I need 100%.
That'd be 85. 85 for you.
85 for you, because I like you. And your disability. I want to hear him say disability so bad.
Watch, he's gonna hear this. He's gonna hear.
He's
this
gonna
one day,
punch the shit
and
out of
he's
me.
gonna pull. Yeah, right. He's gonna pull a hangover on you. Just show up at your house one day playing the piano.
Like, I love Mike Tyson. He's probably one of my favorite. Although, you know, obviously the Easton assassin himself,
Larry Holmes.
Larry Holmes,
Yeah.
is, you know, obviously the hometown favorite, because it's like, how often can you say that in your fucking hometown and on a personal basis, you knew a heavyweight fucking champion?
I told you my story about Mike Spinks, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Played poker with him. Didn't know who he was.
Yeah, how did that feel after?
Yeah, after like they started telling me who he was, and I called bullshit. I was like, "No way, this guy." The story goes, a guy at the table says this guy fought Mike Tyson. I look at him, I'm like, bullshit. I'm like, you did not.
Bullshit.
No, because you would not be talking and you would not be
Yeah.
able to sit here, sir, if you fought that man.
It's like one of those moments that I replay in my head, and I just cringe. It's so bad. It's so bad. He was nice about it, but he didn't have to be, and I saw the moment where he was choosing whether to be nice about it or not, you know, but
The peppery flavor definitely stayed with it.
it's there.
It's gassy.
Is that what I'm gassy? Because like
Yeah.
I
It's very gassy.
there's
yeah.
something that
Gassy.
I'm getting, but I don't know a word to describe
Yeah,
it. That's the
gasoline, like gassy. Yeah, gassy.
word. Okay, I guess.
All right.
It's you know what?
I like it though. That
I
means
do
it's a
too.
strong.
I'm really pleasantly surprised, Kind Tree. Really, really pleasantly surprised.
Nice. Let's see.
That's
Shane,
actually okay.
I haven't ventured into dabs yet. I like keeping my tolerance pretty low. Yeah,
Smart.
You're better
You're
off.
so,
You're better
man.
off. You're not
Yeah,
missing
man.
much.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's-
I always tell patients don't dive into that too quick because you'll be at a gram of concentrate a day habit like
no,
the devil and I
don't
in
say
no
no.
time.
No, don't put it like
say
that.
go slow.
No, yeah. It's not like heroin. It's not gonna like grab you. You know what I mean?
No, because your tolerance gets very high
Yeah.
very quick. It does
Yeah.
turn into being like, especially if someone has chronic pain and things like that. I recommend start slow with everything because your tolerance builds.
Oh, for sure.
So,
But I would say try it so you know how strong.
well,
it
I always
is,
explain
you know?
it. It's an investment though because
Yeah.
you have to have an entire separate rig for this.
Exactly.
So try other things before
Yeah.
you jump into that.
Yeah, everybody usually does the Diet Cola version, which is the vape pens.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I recommend. Let's try this first because instead of going right from a flower to dabs.
I'm
Because that's
I'm
what
just
people
barely
are
getting
like
into the
trying
dabs
to.
now,
Yeah,
you know.
It's a transition.
it is. It's not something you just want to jump into.
Let's see. I don't really smoke a whole lot since I got back into cannabis. It's like after dinner and a shower, and I usually don't finish a one hitter. Yeah,
That's good.
That's
That's
a
good.
good thing.
oh yeah.
That's a healthy.
Especially now, man.
Yeah.
Like the trees now
You don't
are
need
fucking
to.
strong.
You don't need much.
That's-
Like, so
Trees are strong
back
now.
in the day when you were getting 17,
Like, yeah, it's
18,
not.
19% THC, you had to smoke a whole joint to yourself to really, like, get there. Now it's like, you know, got your little bat and dugout thing or whatever, a little one hitter. That's all you
And
need.
You're good, yeah. Most people, yeah.
You feel the first hit, and you're like, okay. Sometimes, like, you take a second hit just to make sure you get that punch.
It has a little bit of that
then you're
fruity
right out.
aftertaste, though.
It does, yeah. It's
Like
nice.
it kind of has like. It's not harsh at all.
No,
Well,
not at all.
No.
No.
but then again, with all the fucking filtration that we're doing,
That's the thing. Like, I don't
Yeah.
even look at, like, the harshness of it because you have some quality apparatus.
Quality glass makes a world of difference.
which once again, the glass is brought to you by Graph Labs out there in Austin, Texas. We got the Helix mouthpiece on there, so it's like got the cool air right into your mouth, so it's like nice. Got the coil, you know, for the bulbs, so that there's water filtration there through the coil, and then we got a nice ash catcher, but we also have a mini Helix that whips air into the piece. So there's a lot of fresh air being
There's a
whipped
lot going
into
on
this.
there.
Yeah, so it's getting hit here, and then we're coming right down into the Helix chamber. It's gonna whip it,
Mm-hmm.
whip it good,
Whip it real
Yeah.
good.
and then send it right through the ash catcher. So all them doobie snacks that you don't want in your fucking beautiful piece,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it gets
I
caught
do
in there
notice
most of the
that
time.
it stays really, really clean throughout for the most part.
Yeah.
And then it comes right through the coil, through the water, cooled, blah, blah, and then comes right back up here and whipped again for cooling. So it's just cooled. So by the time you're getting a hit, you're like, wow, that's a very
Well, you're
cooled hit. And I feel
and
like
you
I
can really
breathed it in.
taste the flower that way.
Yeah.
It's a very pleasant experience.
whipped.
It makes all the difference.
It's almost like you're whipping it.
You get such these beautiful milky hits. So what is your
Everybody wants an
overall
orange
impression?
whip. Orange whip. Honestly, it definitely did what it was supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
It because usually the indicas are a perfect, operator for me. Because it's like, a lot of times I just need shit like that for the anxiety to just be like, you know what, shut the fuck off. And this shit kind of
Yeah.
just was like, you know what, we're gonna hit pause real quick, all right? Or as
Shift gears.
or as
Locker.
as one of our former presidents used to say, pause. Pause.
But,
You like that?
That's good.
It's an old commercial if you got it.
But
Let's
yeah,
see,
it's nice and relaxing, genuinely.
Let's see, Shane,
Yeah.
do vape carts have those for when the two young children are around?
Oh, dude,
My
you can do
oldest
it
knows
anywhere.
all about it.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, Trinity
yeah,
goes
both of
to
our
the
kids are pretty
dispensary with me.
educated,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
She wants to be actually a pharmacist and specialize in cannabis at this point because she sees the true benefits of this plant and, truly looks at it as the medication that it is. I mean, genuinely, there are recreation purposes and a place for that too, but to teach children about the true medical benefits of the plant, I think is super important. A whole lot less likely to abuse things in a recreational sense than
Yeah, the DARE program, was fucking terrible.
yeah, fuck that thing.
It was right about most of it, but some of it was like, yeah, this is propaganda.
The weed stuff is
The weed
stupid.
stuff, yeah.
Trinity literally laughed at it, and so did Dominic.
It's that damn Schedule 1,
Yeah.
And, how... There's a whole medical cannabis industry.
Well,
I know.
but they're saying it doesn't have a medical.
And that's the
Like,
loophole
silly.
shit that,
Fuck's
like, you know, because there's states' rights and then there's
yeah,
federal
I get it.
laws.
I get it. I know.
But
I took civics in 8th grade.
and that was it. Like, you didn't get civics again, like in high school. Like, usually you get it twice.
Kind of. Do you?
Yeah, you go a little bit more into like
I know
civics
it. I know
and
how
like
it works.
the.
But anyway, speaking of, civics
It's like, I
and
know how it
things,
works
I believe
since
we're
8th grade.
supposed to get into some freaking music trivia tonight.
Yes, let's
I
do
forgot
that.
about that. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, does this weed make you like? Does it give you the stupids? Indicas
Hopefully
usually
it
give
did.
me the stupids, so okay.
Hopefully it
That's-
did
I
for
just,
one of
you know,
us at least.
Putting that out there. I say
So,
dumb shit.
stoned
Why?
trivia.
Yeah, stone trivia here.
Okay.
Music-based
Music-based
stone
stone
trivia.
trivia.
I didn't make a ton
Wow.
of questions because I don't want it to monopolize the entire show. It's just like a fun little quick
All right,
thing.
let's do it.
All right. So if you're also listening live, you can participate with some answers if you know.
Oh.
Have fun.
But before we start this, we have to do the official rating system.
Oh, okay. What's
Oh,
the rating
I'm
system?
having a good
Remember the
time.
thumbs up,
I'm
thumbs
having a
down
good time
thing?
right
You
now.
created it
I
last
want
week,
it. Yes,
goofball.
yes. Let's talk about that. Let's do actually a thumb and a half up.
See,
Yeah.
last time I gave a thumb and a half or something, and I felt like I was like being a little generous with that thumb and a half. This is an easy thumb and a half. I wish there were thumb and 3/4. If I could give it, I would.
Yeah, just because it's like it needs a little.
It's just
I can
strong.
give
but
it a
if-
1.75.
but if it's that, but you might
We
as well
gotta
just
come
give it
up with a
2.
different rating system because it's a strong
no, we
thumb.
can do
Oh, it's just we're asking for it. We're asking for it.
You gotta give that other thumb then. You got if you're going 3/4, you know what I mean. You might
See
as well
what
just
I mean?
round up.
It's like it's just past the knuckle.
Yeah, you gotta round up then. So then it's 2.
It's 2 thumbs. I like
Hippies
it.
too.
So
So-
far,
How about you, John?
I say 1.5.
All right.
my back pain is it's there, but like it's there.
I'm with John. 1.5 again.
It's not.
Really?
It's good, but
It's
I'm
good,
not,
but honestly, the way that the presentation was, it was very popcorny.
yeah, it was. It was small popcorn buds.
And
About that.
and
You're just
sometimes
grinding it up anyway, right?
It's
I
a
get that,
whole
but
piece of
honestly-
things. It's a whole package deal for me, man. It has to have it all.
Sometimes the popcorn buds are nice when you're looking for like something quick to like break up and all, but not really my cup of tea. I like the nice long leafy ones that I can just break off and then blah blah blah, and it feels like because I feel like I'm adult enough that I can like kind of get that stickiness right off of the stem myself. And I think that the way that some of these cultivators are cutting are just being a little overzealous with the trims.
Hippies score
But
puts
it is
this
what it
one
is.
out of 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that's awesome.
So far,
Well,
this
with
is
the note that I'm experiencing some pain.
well. That's
you know.
important. Here
Yeah, I was gonna
we
say,
line
you should be
up
feeling-
with the medicinal
That's why I wish there was
benefit
like
of
more
the product.
a different type of rating structure that I can.
Well, we can continue to work that out as
Okay.
we process this, but
Yeah, I was gonna say,
but yeah, I mean,
It's
at
not my
least
Tyson
it
weed.
aligned with something in terms of the relief that you were seeking at this juncture. So it worked. It was a desired
It's also
effect.
like it's also kind of like I'm not into couch. You know
Exactly,
what
Yeah, you're still functioning.
I mean? Right? Like
Yeah.
I think
That's
there's something
important.
to be said about that.
yeah, I would say it's
It
very.
means a balanced indica. It's
Mhm.
not a super
Yeah.
heavy indica like some other strains, like a brownie scout
See,
or
I
something
think I'm
like
gonna get
that.
better
That's
at
gonna
describing
make you
stuff because
super.
of this.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's kind of the point too, is to provide education so that way we can talk about cannabis in a more medical based way.
Yeah, because you're describing it like heavy, right? Because that's I totally know what you're
the
talking about. when you
myrcene,
say
bro.
that. Is that what it is?
Yes, correct.
God. Okay.
See, we're
learning.
It's that 1-2 punch, though, of the myrcene and the caryophyllene together, those two.
Mhm.
When you have them together, boom, boom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. There's a town 10 miles south of me that has a grow facility. You can always tell when it's harvest time.
That is
The
so
whole town
cool.
smells great for a couple days.
family of
I love that. I can tell which strains are going to be really, like, gassy by the drawers and which ones are heavy in caryophyllene right away, because as soon as you pull a drawer out in the dispensary, it will smack you in the face. And I'm like, that's a heavy indica in there. You want that one. And the guy will be like, the people will be like, how do you know that by smelling it? I'm like, that's how used to this I am now. And then the guy's like, all right, I'm trusting you, sweetie. He comes in the next time and he's like, you were on the money. He's like, that was fire. He's like, perfect.
That is awesome.
He's like, I'm going to come to you every time now.
There you go. Wow.
Tipper, too. Thank you.
Oh.
But yeah, when you do your job
I'm
well,
in
though, it
love
can
with a
make good.
tipper.
No, when you can make a good recommendation, though, you actually earn it.
I'm
So
not.
it's a good thing.
I'm just joking. Calm
I know,
down.
I mean, like,
No,
I'm
it's-
proud of
But
that.
honestly,
Like,
yes.
I've
No, let's talk
learned-
about
I've earned
etiquette
it.
when
I said-
purchasing at a store.
I said it
Okay.
a while
Yes,
ago.
please.
Like
Thank
that
you.
kind of stuff is
I'm a
what's going to
bartender.
really change the people's minds about
Exactly.
the cannabis industry. People who may have been, suspicious or like apprehensive to,
Yeah.
if that's their first experience,
Yeah.
that's
So these are my go-tos. Okay. All right. I'll say 3 go-tos, and you can either elaborate, shut me down, but these are what I would say are my 3 golden rules when going into the cannabis store. All right. When you're going into the dispensary, there are 3 golden rules that you should follow. 1, try to know what you're trying to get. You know what I mean? Like,
Have an idea.
like have an idea.
At least know what you want to relieve, please.
Because
Please.
usually you're going to be waiting in a long fucking line in some spots, right? And you already have extra time to think about that shit. So at least by the time when you get into the line and it's like, okay, next person, and it's you, you should have some fucking idea what the fuck you're there for. All right? And what you're getting.
well at the
And cash
At
in
the-
your hand.
at the recreational dispensary in Jersey. You have to fill out a menu and give it to them.
And they fill it.
And then wait for them to fill your order. You wait, and then you go. You give them the little card like outside, and then you go in, and you wait in line.
Yeah.
And then when you get to the counter,
Well, a recreational dispensary is not there to provide medical advice, though. They're not trained in the same
Correct.
Oh,
manner
yeah.
that we
I know.
are.
I'm just saying,
so
like,
that's one
that's,
of the
like, the
huge differences
big
right
difference.
there.
Big difference.
You better know what you want, because they're not going to help you figure it out. It's not really their job.
no,
Yeah.
they're just like
This is the shit we've got. What do you want?
yeah.
The rec dispos, they don't have to do shit for
No,
you.
but and that's why it's like, for them, I don't think they really earn tips. Don't worry about it.
No, nobody
in my
tips 'em.
opinion.
Nobody tips them for what they're
No.
charging. For what they're charging, they're not gonna tip.
Yes, Shane, we are pretty much on the same level here in PA. You said that the med dispensaries here have online pre-ordering and
We do
have even a
curbside.
drive-through.
Yeah, we
Which,
do curbside. I like
curbside
actually
stuff,
run the online order system and curbside
Yeah, so
sometimes.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's
so
fun.
she's kind of like
I
the
do
drive-through.
inventory, I do intake, I do everything now.
So cool.
Yeah, I've literally learned all of the jobs. I'm so excited.
Like, do you ever just like stop and just look around you and be like, "This is my life"?
I do.
You
know?
I literally walk in there and smell the flowers and feel fortunate to be there, because
Hey,
it's a very
sometimes
small
in life you gotta stop and
percentage
smell the
of
flowers.
people.
Welcome, Pink Squirrel.
What?
Pink Squirrels and
Hey, Pink Squirrel, that's a cool name. I'm
That's
digging
pretty,
it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So,
But yeah,
Kinda like to know
I
the backstory
feel
behind that.
very lucky.
so we got the 5. Now let's get this game going.
Yeah, let's do the
All
check your
right,
links.
so the first category that we're going to go with here is classic rock.
Classic
I
rock.
figure that's fair.
What years? Are, oh, that's a whole other thing. All right, go ahead.
It's nothing too crazy old. And we're going to start out with a band that you both like. So
Oh, shit.
shut your yaps. And it's kind of an easy. So
All right, how are we chiming in?
How are you buzzing in is the question. How do we determine who's fastest
Shout out the
finger
answer.
here? Yeah, I guess it's just shout.
Shout it out.
Or we have
Shout.
we have to say, well, what's our buzzer noise? Because we both have a mic, so we can both
that's
make
true.
a buzzer
You can make
noise.
a noise. You both
So
have
what's-
voices. You may need to make up some separate noise.
My noise is.
Yeah,
I know the
yours.
answer.
I'm just gonna oot you.
Yeah,
I'm just
'cause
gonna,
it'll
I'm
be
just gonna
quicker.
shout the answer out while you're making noises.
Oh, his strategy is shout answers.
Yeah, I'm not wasting time.
Okay.
Oh, you just want to shout answers?
Just shout it out. First
All
one to
right.
shout it out.
Here we go. Where was the band Rush founded?
Like country or city or that's broad.
Be
Canada.
specific.
Be
Oh,
specific
I don't know.
with
Yes.
the with the
Specifically.
province.
Province.
Let's see. They are from
Quebec.
Go to the city.
Toronto.
Boom.
Fuck yeah.
Hippie got it. Toronto. All right. How old was Janis Joplin when she died?
27.
Damn, man, you got it. All right.
I hate that bitch. I don't even know why you like.
She's in the
Sorry.
27 club.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm
Yeah.
glad she had 27 too much.
All right. What band is guitarist Robert Fripp from?
Ooh.
The Tramps. Oh.
No. Oh, motherfucker. No, I'm gonna waste time.
King Crimson. All right.
That was not the one I was trying to think of.
Which band produced 3 legendary guitarists? Jeff Beck, Jimmy Page, and Eric Clapton.
What band
Yep, what band?
produced?
Yep, produced 3 legendary guitarists. So they've all happened to play guitar for this band at some point in time. So Jeff Beck, Jimmy Page, and Eric Clapton.
Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
No, see, and I
Oh,
knew
fucking
that
hell.
they played together, but I don't know the name.
The Yardbirds.
Fucker.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ashamed. I am
I
ashamed.
thought you'd get that one, Hippie.
I know. See, but I knew that the 3 of those guys like grew up together, and I knew that Eric Clapton was in the Yardbirds, but I didn't put it together. Ashamed.
Who was the main songwriter for the Kinks? Ray Davies.
Good for him.
Yeah, I don't know who he is, but
Alright.
hey, Ray.
Cool, Ray.
All right, so we'll go into the 1990s because I think
Yeah,
this will
let's,
get more lively.
All right,
here.
all right.
All right, you guys ready?
Yep.
What even is the score?
2 zip.
All right.
It's not too bad.
No, it's not bad. This is
Yeah, it-
totally.
How many
No,
questions?
it-
How many
no,
questions
it-
do you
it-
have?
No,
Just
it
know.
no, it,
There's
it
like
it's
20,
no,
so-
it's not. It's not bad because it is bad, and it could be terrible very
Out of
soon.
20 questions,
No. Which song is referred to as the anthem for Generation X?
Bon Jovi, Living on a Prayer.
Seriously, John?
I that's a good guess, if you ask me.
No, Smells Like Teen Spirit.
That's Generation
fuckers.
X? That's not Generation X.
That, according to everything
Yeah,
that
that's
I
not
looked
Gen X.
Generation X is the kids who were like in high school in the 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not according to
70s
whatever
and 80s.
source I was looking
No,
at.
that is
but
incorrect.
I pulled,
They could say Generation Y. We were called
Maybe they
Generation
had-
Y for a while.
maybe they had a typo there.
Yeah.
They screwed that up though.
Yeah,
Because
because
it
we're
was
not
a
called
90s
Generation
question.
Y anymore. We're grouped in with the
Are we?
millennials.
Yeah, we're
They
millennials.
keep
But
changing
I
everything. I
liked
don't
when
even pay
we were
attention.
the Xenials at one point because that kind
That
of
was kinda
said that we're
cool.
like the
That's
elders
stupid.
in the of the
We
crew.
won't
Yeah.
count that one then.
No, they don't. That didn't last.
Here, this one's multiple choice.
Okay.
Multiple
Alright,
guess.
Multiple guess.
Let's multiple guess it.
Which artist had the most #1 hit songs in the 90s? Janet Jackson, Mariah Carey, Whitney Houston, or Madonna?
Janet Jackson.
I'm gonna go Whitney
Wrong.
Houston.
Wrong.
Really?
Mariah.
Carey? How many hits has she had?
Mariah Carey, for real?
I remember like maybe 3.
Yes, Mariah. Yeah,
Alright,
Gen X.
whatever,
Kids
who
born
cares?
1965 to 1980.
There we go.
So thank you, Shane, for
Thank
the...
you for the Google, the additional clarification.
Born
there.
in the 70s. Yeah, there you go.
Yep, see, yep, because he agreed. He said,
See,
no,
this
Gen
is
X was born in the 70s.
This is what
so-
happens when you try and prepare, note cards at
That's
5
okay.
o'clock in the morning in
Nah,
bed next
it's
to
okay.
DevilJon.
No worries.
No, it's okay.
At least she did it.
She
you know?
did
I,
it,
I
yeah.
don't have
Came
fucking no
through.
cards.
Hey, and she did it without me knowing it, obviously, because, like, I'm
He was
doing
dead
terrible.
asleep. And, yeah. So, how many...
And, yeah.
How many album singles did Oasis release in the 90s?
4?
2.
14.
What?
14
They
singles.
suck.
14 singles?
Yep.
Oh, singles. I thought you said albums.
Oh,
Whatever, it doesn't
yeah, I
matter.
think they only got
Album
4 albums out.
singles.
Okay.
Oh. Well, that's very specific and very
It is.
fanatic of
There's
an answer
just like
to know.
random things.
Yeah, I was going to say, damn,
Uh-huh.
you got me.
The
Google Foo is strong with
right?
me tonight. Yes, thank you, Shane. Google Foo, I love that.
The Cranberries song Zombie
The what?
was the Cranberries song
Zombie.
was written about what 1993 event?
It was Kosovo?
No, it's in Ireland. It was like some, like, I thought it was like
If
some
you guys get
massacre.
close, I'll give it to you.
Wasn't it some like some type of massacre? In the,
It was
like-
some
It
kind of
was the
massacre.
IRA bombing in Warrington.
Oh.
So it was a bombing. So yeah, mass death. Mass amounts of death, obviously, with something like that.
in Ireland.
I feel like these are
So-
questions that make me feel like an asshole for not knowing.
So do I get it or no?
Yeah, I'll give it to you for that. You were close. That was very specific.
What'd you say? What was your guess?
So
What was your guess?
you said like a massacre or something in Ireland. I say that's close enough.
That's close enough.
Close
I'll give it to
enough.
him.
We'll
That's a
give him
mulligan.
that one.
That's a mulligan.
He
That's
gets
not a
that
mulligan. That's a
one.
gimme. That's a gimme.
Just give me.
I got my golf lingo messed
There you
messed
go.
up.
So
Man, the stupids. I got the stupids.
So now
I
we
got
know
the
it's very
stupids.
relaxing and it gives us the stupids. So
Yep.
who sang Breakfast at Tiffany's in
Deep Blue
1996?
something.
He got it. So that's 3 for Hippie. 1 for John.
Devil Juan.
1.
Devil Juan.
Double. All right. Here we go.
Oh, there's more.
I was gonna say
the
you.
1980s.
80s.
Oh,
Okay.
oh. What? I
Um,
was just shitting in diapers most of the 80s. What?
Yeah, but
But
you
you know
guys are
stuff.
you know a lot about music.
Yeah.
So.
You might know more than me.
What was the name of George Michael's debut solo studio album released in 1987?
Gotta have faith.
Faith, yeah.
I mean, that was the low-hanging fruit.
Look at that. All right. So, which Norwegian group sang "Take on Me" in 19?
Ah,
John got that
He
one.
did.
He was
He beat me to the
quicker
punch.
too. Ah, yeah.
So it's like
See,
2
there
to
we
5
go.
or what?
2 to 4.
2 to 4?
Yep. Name the song and artist from the lyrics. Okay, ready to listen?
Song and artist. Okay.
All right. Hot summer streets and the pavements are burning. I sit around trying to smile, but the air is so heavy and dry. Hot summer streets and the pavements are burning. I sit around trying to smile, but the air is so heavy and dry. This is from a very popular movie as well from this period of time who happens to have a current Netflix spin-off TV show. So there's your only
Oh, that's a
hint.
good clue. Oh, that's gotta help, but
It
doesn't.
does.
Yeah, if I watch that type of stuff, I
You
guess.
do because you live with someone who's obsessed with it.
So, okay, so a
I
song.
don't fucking know.
Say it again.
All right. So
No, the clue.
Shows how much I
Hot
pay
Summer
attention to
Street.
things.
No. The
my
clue.
clue?
Yeah.
okay, so this song was in a popular movie
Okay.
from that time period, but there's currently a Netflix TV show that's a spin-off with
Of
modernized
that
going
movie.
on now, but it's a series.
Of
and
that
you
movie?
like it. Dominic likes it a whole lot too.
Oh my god. She's just like handing us a softball here, and I have no fucking idea.
I don't.
Well, I am referring to Cobra Kai. The movie I was
Oh,
referring to
God.
is Karate Kid, and the song
Oh.
is Hot Summer Streets and the Pavements Are Burning. I sit around trying to smile, but the air is so heavy and dry. It's a cruel, cruel, cruel summer.
I don't remember that one.
Now you're gone.
Oh.
Fuck
Yep.
you.
Alright, so here we go. Ready?
Okay.
Yes.
Which album received the first platinum certification for gangsta rap after selling 1 million copies?
NWA, straight out of Compton.
Boom.
Oh,
John got
I was
it.
gonna guess Coolio.
What the? Coolio.
Oh god, I'm a bad. I
Damn.
shouldn't even said that.
He's like,
Three.
gang.
Good, check your legs.
Check your legs.
The legs, please.
That was a good
Alright.
distraction.
Yeah, Saved by the Bell.
All
Saved by
right,
the
so we're,
flip flop.
Yep,
this
yep.
one could tie things up if John gets it, which means we would have to go into like a sudden death question, which I don't have prepared. But we'll leave Shane be the one to find the tiebreaker question.
Okay, if I get it. But I
Yeah,
don't think-
if he gets it. All right. So, what was the first song to be shown on MTV when it was
Video
launched?
killed the radio star.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, you know, like 80s, man. You got it.
Damn.
That's some like stupid music trivia I've known for. I think that was on Rock and Roll Jeopardy.
All right. Well, we might have to like come up with some other trivia
That was
questions
good though.
for
There
other
were,
weeks.
there were a handful
though.
that we had no idea.
I know. We learned some new things tonight. It's fun.
Except for the answers to the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah, who was the Cruel Summer people?
Oh, Bananarama.
There you go.
Bananarama. I had no idea that Bananarama was in the Karate Kid movie.
Yeah.
Must have been part 2. No, it was part 1.
No, it's part 1. She
Yeah, it's
just
the
like she
first
just
one.
explained all that. It's like she gave us a lot of fucking hints
that was
too.
one of my
like,
favorite
she's like,
movies.
she's like, you watched this show, and I'm like,
I
what the
do
fuck
love-
are you
I do love
talking
Cobra
about?
Kai. I don't care how
and I'm like,
cheesy
I was
it
like,
is.
it's pretty good.
They know it's cheesy, and they
Yeah,
like, you know,
well,
kind of
it's-
work
yeah.
into it.
The reason why it's, you know, good and, you know, bad at the same time. You know, bad can go around right around and become good.
Exactly. It's all
Wait, you
about-
never seen something so bad that it's so fucking good?
Dude, every time they have a moment where they reference Mr. Miyagi,
Mm-hmm.
I
love
cry.
Mr.
I
Miyagi
cry.
so
I cry like a
much.
fucking baby.
I know, it's terrible.
Ugly cry.
I get it. I miss Miyagi.
Mm-hmm.
He was the best.
Missed that guy.
It's okay.
He's so wise.
Was he wise as the fucking short-ordered cook at fucking Happy Days?
I know. He was Japanese, and he had an American accent, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Whatever. He's a great actor, and then
Uh-huh.
you know,
he was Japanese in the Karate Kid too.
Was he?
also.
I don't know. what-
Yeah, he's from
that had to do with
Okinawa in the
anything,
movie,
yeah.
Yes, he
which
is. Okinawa, Japan. Yeah.
So it's
Well, there you
true to
go.
his,
Aw.
like, at least, yeah.
See, I
And-
tried to throw you off.
In history,
see the way the
just so
last
you know,
season
Miyagi
ended,
is a real
We-
karate master. There was a real Miyagi, and he was one of the masters of the founding father of my style of karate that I learned.
Yeah.
So it's actually rooted in some truth.
No
every
crank
story
kicks,
has to have some truth to it in order for it
Yes.
to like be entertaining.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I just figured I'd throw that in there so you'd have a little nugget.
But I hate when
I
Hollywood
love
takes like
nuggets.
certain things and they're like, oh, you know what? We're gonna make this person a survivor. You know what I mean? So we're gonna add something else into it to make them a survivor.
Well, that's the stuff that's now. That's new TV.
Oh man, that was fun though. I'm glad we
Devil's
came up with
favorite
something
band,
all
fronted
different.
by Tobias Forge. Which, you know, it's funny. Like, I hated so much. Like when it was Bad Luck Radio, I hated Ghost so much, and it grew on me a little bit. Like, 'cause it's still like, although I will say there's still the Scooby-Doo rock songs that I'm laughing my ass off because they are, but like, I have to admit it's not terrible because what he does is not too far off of what like Opeth does with like kind of like taking like certain elements of like classic rock bands that I already liked and kind of like putting a new spin to it. See, you would have to be like, you know, I would say versed enough to know, be like, yo, did you jack that shit from YYZ, motherfucker?
Yeah, but you know, there's only fucking 12 notes. You're
I
bound to
get
copy a
it.
couple
Yes,
here and
yes.
there in the same succession and rhythm. But yeah, you know,
The Satanic Doors, yes, that's what I would call them too. The
That's
keys and
great.
synth remind me of the Doors. Yes, the Doors, the Satanic Doors. Yeah. What's that?
no, I was just trying to sing "Come On, Baby, Light My Fire," like you would.
Yeah, my baby, light my fire.
They have like weird, like fucking like black metal growls, like when.
It's fucking weird. I'm sorry. I don't know.
Yes,
How is that pleasing?
I don't know.
It's not.
White people live it.
It's true. I don't get it. It's that anger. You need to go to a pit. And just
Well, honestly, it was just like some Dungeons and Dragons kids that were like, "Let's be spooky." But
They
then, like,
scary
then
voices.
somebody took that shit really fucking serious and started burning down churches and shit.
Yeah, that's not cool.
Yeah, that shit's fucking real crazy. Let's see. They did a cover of Metallica's Sandman. It was good.
That's the easy one. Doesn't
Yeah, I
take
was
much
gonna
to
say Enter the Sandman. Yeah, that one's...
do. Enter Sandman. There's no the.
Isn't it Enter Sandman?
It's Enter Sandman.
Enter Sandman.
Enter Sandman.
It's
this weed, man.
It's
Right?
It's the
See,
shit.
this was a good idea, doing it before like everything else.
Yeah, fuck Metallica in that period anyway, because that whole fucking even though
Bob
I
Rock.
watched that fucking
Bob Rock.
Bob Rock can suck a cock, you know, because that although the Black Album is a popular one for everybody, that's like, oh, I listen to, like, you know, because anytime
It was
because I
cool
fucking
before
hate it.
before it became like indicative of what they were gonna become. You know what I mean?
It's what everybody thinks I listen to. Like, you know, like,
God,
oh,
I
yeah,
hate Black-
look, man,
No,
I
when-
listen to fucking metal. I
when-
listen to Metallica. I'm
I
like,
hate
dude,
when
like, you
people
might as
say
well,
that
like,
to me, too.
I'm
It's
like, dude, that's
annoying.
not fucking metal
See,
anymore.
Yeah, and when I have that conversation, I make sure to say like
That's not metal
Black
anymore.
Album, Black Album, when it was like the thrash days. You know what I mean?
Like, they tried again with Death Magnetic, and it sounded
God,
okay.
No, they
But
should
it-
stop trying.
But it
Just
wasn't.
retire.
It was just done. You know what I mean? Like they're not heavy.
Dude,
no
they
more.
are rich as fuck. They don't need to play. Just
Let's see. Band the hippie thought was Bob Marley back in Bad Luck Days. Okay. Slumpkin King. I don't like Metallica. Yeah, see, I'm not a
Not
huge
anymore.
fan. Like, I'm not, but like, I appreciate them for what they've done.
You can't take that away.
You know, especially, you know, the metal years. But the Black Album, if you start saying, like, you know, anything off of that album is like your favorite, I'm judging you immediately.
What is the best song off the Black Album?
There is none.
No. If you had to pick one, Life or Death,
One.
off the Black Album.
One.
That's not on the Black Album.
I know. That's why I'm telling you something that's not on that Black Album, because I don't want to fucking pick something on that album. Although I did watch it played in its entirety.
What, the Black Album?
Yeah. and Ride the Lightning.
That's my favorite album.
That was, and that's what I mean. Like I had to suffer. I had to suffer. I actually worked in the booth, you know, selling beer extra hours because that's how much I did not like the Black Album. And if you don't believe me, ask Frank Colucci. Shout out his real name there. Sorry about that, bro. But, you know, shout him out. Find him out and be like, yo, DevilJon ever fucking go work instead of watch Metallica's Black Album? He sure did.
Well, I saw him on the Load tour.
Oh, so that's even worse than the Black Album.
I got pissed off and left.
I was going to say.
I saw acoustic Metallica.
I was going to say, you saw Coffee Shop Metallica.
Uh-huh. With their haircuts.
Fortune fair, fire, gone insane, but memories remains.
You know, they did, like, this is when Fuel was big, so they had the flames shooting out from the stage.
Let's see, Hardwired, he said, Shane said Hardwired reminded him a lot of what they were doing back in the Justice days. Yeah, they tried to do it again because now with...
they had an album called Hardwired.
Yeah, it's newer.
They should just fucking stop. I'm sorry.
It doesn't hit like it used to, though. But, like, obviously, people go because of the legacy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that's what it is.
But there's not. But honestly, there's not many bands that can dethrone them at that level.
Well, apparently they're going to dethrone themselves because they're just going to play. And can you imagine? Like, they're not far off. Before they're just old men on stage trying to they just won't look right playing that stuff. You know. Lars played it smart though. He made his part so goddamn easy. Like. Seriously, an invalid could probably play. That was a very insensitive joke. I apologize. I'm gonna stop talking.
Slumpkin King has it. This is what he says about Metallica. He says 100% chance of a yeah, and 100% chance of too much snare.
Yeah. Because Lars can't.
Lars can't drum well at all.
No, he never could. Isn't it amazing that in all the years that he's played, he hasn't tightened up as a drummer? He hasn't gotten better at being a drummer, unless he knows it. And
he's he's like a friend of ours.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't.
Who may play an instrument that I won't speak of because it will make it too obvious, but we'll mention it after the show. Maybe
it doesn't matter. I just find it odd.
No, our drumming friend.
Why are you putting our friend on blast?
Why? Because he got popcorn feet.
I'm still not 100% sure who you're talking about, but...
JB.
Stop doing that! Oh, man. Alright.
What? He's a brother.
Alright.
He doesn't listen to this show anyway, so he doesn't even know.
He'll never know.
He'll never know.
We
better fix his popcorn feet.
I had a similar affliction.
I'm gonna call him Jiffy Pop. It's like, you can't play metal no more, man. You got Jiffy Pop feet. Can't play metal no more, bro.
I can't do it.
Well, it's not easy. You know what I mean? But not only that, there's a lot of new techniques that you can do to get the double bass technique.
Yo, I'm not trying to unlearn and relearn muscle memory. Fucking... 30 years in, not happening.
The swivel technique is fucking hard to learn. I tried to do it. It
looks cool, but I don't care.
Cause you get this fluttering effect when you can do it right.
I don't need to hit the drum more than 2 times at a time, and I could get that double, that real quick. Okay, I could do it maybe 3 times if I really tried, but I don't need to do it more than that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if there's ever a fucking blast beat in a jam song, let me fucking know. Because that shit will that will draw me to the crowd.
Absolutely not. No, but sometimes I'm like, if I felt like showing off, I would do a double bass pattern, but do it with 1 foot. Add it into a, you know what I'm talking about, hand feet pattern.
Shane said maybe Lars should just start playing the Cajun.
Cajon.
Cajon.
Yeah. I'm actually next weekend playing a gig on the Cajon, where I have the stuff to turn. It's like a bass pedal. I can attach to it, the cable system.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I can't fucking talk. The stupids. Anyway, so I'm also gonna have a couple congas and some like stuff set up. I'm basically making like a little makeshift drum set out of a cajon and a couple congas and some other doodads. So, cajon, man.
Cajon.
The cajon is kind of cool.
Doesn't really translate to metal. I'm just kidding.
No.
You can do that. You could if your hand will fucking hurt. Your hand will hurt.
You can play
playing
fast
some fucking
and
metal.
not hard. You know.
Yeah, I know.
That's also like all these double bass
It's technique.
metal people. They're not like crushing the pedal. There's not a whole lot of power behind it. It's just
It's
like,
balance.
It's balance. You know, you got to tighten the heads and stuff like that. Get
Correct.
some response. You got to dial in the springs. You know.
It's a lot of work. So, but let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll see you all next week when we review another strain, talk about something strange, and who knows what the fuck happens. We may even have a guest. Who knows? But what we will know is that we'll be here Thursday, 7 p.m. live on Podbean. Join us. So be metal.
Stay metal.
But recycle.